Hello and welcome to Crypto News. Today is October 30th, 2025, and the top cryptocurrency news is as follows. And we go to Germany, which has sold all its bitcoins and probably regrets it very, very much. The German parliament is about to consider a new proposal that calls on the government to recognize Bitcoin as a unique, decentralized digital asset that deserves a strategic approach. The proposal says that Bitcoin is so unique that it should not fall under the pan-European regulatory framework for cryptocurrencies, known as MiCA, in other words. The proposal states that the excessive regulation of Bitcoin providers and users during the national implementation of MiCA has jeopardized Germany's innovative capacity, economic freedom, and digital sovereignty. Well, a very nice proposal, as you can see, and it's time for us, from our countries, to turn to our ETFs. We'll start with spot Bitcoin ETFs, which have net outflows of $470 million, while Ethereum ETFs have net outflows of $81 million, all on October 29th, and the reason for the end of the episode. I'd also like to tell you that 21 Shares is also looking for its own ETF for Hyperliquid, while Grayscale stopped looking because it launched its own Solana staking ETF, becoming the second company to do so after Bitwise. This particular ETF has a starting capital of $103 million. Moving on from ETFs, we'll go to our companies, starting with ConsenSys, the company that, as I've said many times, is the one that makes MetaMask and originally built Ethereum. Now, it's being reported that ConsenSys is looking to go public. That is, it wants to go public. It seems that ConsenSys has hired JPMorgan and Goldman Sachs to help it go public, according to reports. So it will be very interesting if we can invest in ConsenSys one day. For our coins, today we will turn to Ondo Finance, which is expanding its services by adding 100 US stocks and ETFs that have been tokenized on the blockchain on the BNB Chain, giving 3.4 million users the opportunity to interact with its services. Let's say that if you want to buy tokenized ETFs on the BNB chain, you can find these products on some of the major DeFi platforms, such as PancakeSwap. Continuing, we will also mention Telegram, which, if you have a graphics card, wants to help you use it more. For this reason, it announced Cocoon. More specifically, the CEO of Telegram appeared on stage at Blockchain Live 2025 in Dubai, where he announced Cocoon, a decentralized software network based on the Open Network blockchain, which will pay GPU owners in TON coins because it will use their processing power. So, you put in your graphics card, they use it, and they pay you in TON coins. This is the new service from Telegram for those who want to use it. And now we come to a meme coin on the cryptocurrency market that Mr. CZ says not to buy. As you already know from Crypto News, some people made a statue of Mr. CZ, which, as you already know from Crypto News, will be unveiled in Washington. And I told you that there would be a lot of meme coins back then, which actually happened, and a particular meme coin came out, which was created by the people who made the statue. Why? To make money. This is what Mr. CZ said, explaining that the creator of the coin and the statue apparently wanted to make a quick buck off his personality, and that's something I didn't appreciate at all. For that reason, he told the public not to buy this particular meme coin. Because of that, after meme coin reached its peak, its price dropped after Mr. CZ's comment, and now we come to our favorite cryptocurrency market, where Bitcoin is at $110,000, with the price dropping to $107,000. Why? For the reasons I told you in yesterday's episode, that the FED chairman was going to make a statement, and, as you might have guessed, his statement did not satisfy investors at all. First of all, let's say that the FED, as we know, cut interest rates by 25 basis points. However, Mr. Powell also made a statement. To understand, as we already knew, the Fed had promised us 2 rate cuts. One that happened yesterday, and another that was expected in December in 41 days. If we looked at the CME yesterday, we would see that the probability of a rate cut in December was 99%. However, Mr. Powell from the FED came out and said that a rate cut in December is far from a foregone conclusion. For this reason, if we look at the CME for December, the probability of a 25 basis point rate cut has dropped to 67% from 99%. And because the market was expecting a definitive rate cut, now that that may not happen, investors have been disappointed, and this is clearly reflected in the price of Bitcoin. That wraps up the top news for crypto today, is October 30th, 2025. I'd like to remind you that the content you just watched is created for educational purposes only, and should not be considered as investment advice, but rather as investment opinion. Please subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and feel free to comment. Take care, everyone, and have a good day.